Welcome back. It is Monday, November 18th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's hopefully start the new week with a sweep. And I certainly think we can get that done. If you are new, my name's Austin. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, we begin the videos recapping how we did the day before. And it was an okay day in the NBA. We made money because our 2-unit play of the day, Devin Booker's over in points, was as sweat-free as it gets. He hit in the first half. He had 17 in the first quarter. Elite read there. 2-unit plays, 2-0 on the season. We split our game picks. Pacers cover, Bulls do not. And then our really big loser was Jalen Duren's over in points plus rebounds. I'll be honest. I turned off that game thinking he had cashed. And then I go back to check my bet slip and saw they took away a rebound from him. Whatever. I'm just not even going to get into it. It's just annoying, but it is what it is. That's been my NBA season so far. We're eventually going to get onto a hot streak. I guarantee you, it always works like this. You just have to push through the bad luck, and then the heater starts. Hopefully it starts today. We can go 3-0. If you are new, we do other videos just like for the Monday Night Football. Texans Cowboys. That video was posted last night. Another player prop over there. We went 6-3 in the NFL on Sunday. Pretty good week for us. Hopefully trying to finish it out with another winner tonight. So go tap into that. That video will be linked at the top of the description. But you guys came in for some NBA picks. I'll dive into two props, then we'll throw it to Logan for a spread pick of the day, and then I will talk about all the other games that I might not have talked about in this video, some things I looked at, and some things I'm just avoiding, because today's kind of a weird slate, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. First pick, Giannis Antetokounmpo over 41.5 points plus rebounds, minus 110 on BetMGM. I would play this at 42.5. If you don't have points plus rebounds, I'd play just points, but I like the rebounds. I'll talk about why. Just a 1-unit play. Now, Giannis should expect to see his star teammate Damian Lillard back. He has obviously been out with concussion protocol the last few days. It looks like he will return tonight. Obviously, if he doesn't, cool, but I expect him to be out there. And we've talked about the Rockets, who the Bucks will play. The Rockets defense, what do? They want to stay home on shooters, not give up a lot of catch and shoot threes, and make you beat them one-on-one. That's ideal for Dame, but also for Giannis. So I don't think the Bucks have a matchup for him, or the Rockets have a matchup to guard Giannis. And we saw last year in 2 games versus Houston, Giannis, 26 points and 48 points. He attempted 22 and 25 field goal attempts, 11 and 21 free throw attempts, and he actually hit the over in both games despite only scoring 26 in one of them, because 17 rebounds in both those 2 games to cash the over 41.5 points plus rebounds. So he ended with 43 and then 65. Obviously, looking at those games, 22 and 25 field goal attempts, if you told me we got that from Giannis, full steam ahead, we're probably cashing this one. Plus another double-digit free throw attempts. One game he didn't score 30 points because he shot 10 for 22 and missed 6 of his 11 free throws. Now, obviously, Giannis can miss some free throws. You got to live with that. But 10 for 22 is very low for Giannis. We know he's not attempting a lot of three-pointers. He's going into the paint. So him shooting below 50%, very unusual. Now, I like adding the rebounds in here because obviously 17 rebounds in both games last year. But also the Rockets allow the 4th most rebounds per game to power forwards. It's obviously Giannis's position. You think about who else is on the court that steals rebounds from him. Not a lot of guys, I'll be honest. Brook Lopez doesn't really grab rebounds. He'll have to guard Şengün. And then you got a bunch of other guys that shoot threes. Giannis probably defends Jabari Smith Jr., who's not really involved a ton on offense. He is coming off a good game, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't actually know how he did against the Bulls yesterday, but irrelevant. He doesn't get a lot of shots, if I'm being honest. So they're going to see Giannis kind of just guarding him, and then when someone shoots it, he's just running down to the paint to try to grab some boards and push it in transition. So I really like Giannis's overs in both points and rebounds today. I'm combining them because I see some upside in both of the 2 categories. If I'm being honest, we're going to need a lot of points from him, and I think he delivers a pretty good day back at home against the Houston Rockets. Should be a tight game here. The Bucks really don't blow out teams, and obviously the way the Rockets defend, they don't give up a lot of threes. So I really think this is a good spot to back Giannis's over 41.5 points plus rebounds. It's a high line, but I think he delivers us a pretty good winning a little bet right there. So Giannis, tonight we're getting Greek freaky. Love is over. Now we got to move to an under. We have to have some diversity on the card. You can't just hammer overs every single day. Although I do like overs much more than unders, let's be honest. My next one might be a guy you've never heard of, and that's okay. I'll explain who he plays for. Ochai Agbaji of the Toronto Raptors, under 12.5 points, minus 105 on BetMGM. If you don't know who Agbaji is, he's a Toronto Raptors starting small forward. So there you go. You might not have ever heard of him. Say we're fading him. So let's hope he doesn't show up. Now, Agbaji, obviously, like I said, he's starting for the Raptors, likely mostly due to them being injured. They're missing, obviously, Scotty Barnes, Manu Quickly, and a bunch of other guys. I want to fade him here, and I'll talk about why. I just don't like this matchup for him. Now, Agbaji, so far this season, he's been all right, 13.1 points per game in 32 minutes on about 10 field goal attempts. He's shooting 44% from 3, where he attempts about half of his shots. He's a career 34% three-point shooter. If he shoots 44% on the season, I'll tip my cap to him. He's going to eventually start to have some regression coming his way. I don't think he's a 44% shooter. Please don't send him this video. I don't need him to take it personally. But again, he's not really a guy that gets a ton of offensive shots and a big offensive load. Now, obviously, the Raptors are missing some guys, but he's more or less the fourth option on this offense. I mean, we're talking about RJ Barrett, Grady Dick, and even Jakob Poeltl who's kind of emerged here. So he's the fourth option. Davion Mitchell and him, fine. They can do whatever they want. The reason I don't like this matchup, though, is the Pacers. While they aren't great defensively, let's not kid ourselves. They're not a great defensive team. They're good in one area, and that is the catch and shoot. And that is where Agbaji scores 39% of his points per game, is via that catch and shoot, spot up opportunities. The Pacers rank fourth defensively there. So they've been really good in that spot. Indiana, fifth fewest catch and shoot made three-pointers allowed. I mean, they have some good defenders out there, especially some wing defenders that can defend Agbaji, especially if he wants to drive and try to get inside the paint. So again, I don't think this is a good spot for him to make threes. And then you're looking at how else is he going to score? Maybe in transition, or maybe trying to get to the hoop and get to the free throw line. I'll live with that if that's what's going to happen. Agbaji, if you look at his three-point line, him to make 3 threes is plus 250, or even worse on a bunch of other books, like plus 275, plus 300. This season, when he's made 2 or fewer threes, he's averaging just 10 points per game, under in 7 of 9. The only actually games he went over were both actually against the Denver Nuggets. I don't know if he has a vendetta out against them. I don't know, but either way, I don't see him getting a lot of points from the three-point line. And if he somehow gets over this line, it's because he somehow finds other ways to score. But I don't like this matchup for him as much as I like it for guys like RJ Barrett, Grady Dick, and Jakob Poeltl, who's been playing really well recently. So I like to fade Agbaji here. I think a lot of people faded him in his last game against the Celtics, and he barely squeaked over with 13 points. I'll fade him here in a bad spot for him, a good spot for all his other teammates. Ochai Agbaji, under in points today, my second prop of the day. Now I'm going to throw it to Logan. He's got a play for you people, and I think he's going to go 1-0 today. That's where he's best. He's not best when we give him 2 picks. We can't give him that much freelance. He needs 1 pick, and I think he's got a winner for you. Logan, the floor is yours.
So I have one spread pick today, and it's one I really do like. It's going to be the Sacramento Kings minus 4.5, minus 110 odds on DraftKings is currently your best value there. Now, these two teams already played earlier in the year. Sacramento won 123 to 115 in Atlanta. That was back on November 1st. In this spot, I'm really just liking the Kings because the Hawks are playing on 0 rest, coming off a loss to Portland. Not a great loss at all. And so far, Atlanta 0-3 against the spread on 0 rest this season. Last season, Sacramento was 14-7-1 against the spread with the rest advantage, which was 3rd best in the NBA. Those are trends that I am really leaning into in this spot. Again, Sacramento's not laying a huge number here, so I feel comfortable taking the Kings, laying those points. Obviously, there are injury concerns. DeMar DeRozan, he should be out for this game, but I still see a depth advantage for the Kings. I'd love if Sabonis did play. I was seeing earlier that he's a game-time decision. I'll look at it as if he isn't playing. If he is, this number would definitely tick more in the Kings' favor. But Sacramento, being 6th best in points per game, should have no trouble scoring against Atlanta in their 25th rated defensive rating. I think Sacramento will be able to go up and down the court. Not a whole lot of defensive tenacity from this Hawks team all season long. I mean, that's kind of why they're atrocious against the spread. They just can't guard anybody. Fox, obviously we know he's a killer. Fresh off his 49-point performance, he should have no problem facilitating this offense. And he's also getting good contributions from Herter, McDermott, guys like that. I see a lot more offense for this Kings team than this Hawks team. Also playing on tired legs. Yeah, rest advantage. Give me the Kings minus 4.5. Love that as my pick. But Austin, throwing it back to you.
Love the pick. I love the Kings tonight. I almost bet on De'Aaron Fox's over in points, but I didn't want to double down on Logan's pick because he's going to need a big night from De'Aaron Fox. Now I want to wrap up the video talking about the other games, and I won't talk about them too long. Let's talk about Bulls and Pistons. I was looking, honestly, at Josh Giddey's over in points, coming off a string of bad games. I just don't want to lose money on Josh Giddey. If you're looking at Cade Cunningham, don't mind his assist prop. It's at 9.5. I don't like betting on guys to get 10 assists, but this is as good of a matchup as he will get. Jalen Duren probably just dropped 20 points tonight. Screw him. 76ers versus Heat. Count me out. Nope, I'm out. I almost did Joel Embiid's first quarter points, but this is not a good matchup for him. It's still 5.5. I'm not betting on the Heat. Jimmy Butler's still questionable. Will he play? I don't know. I don't care. I'm out on that game. If you want a revenge narrative, Caleb Martin. But he barely gets any shots, so good luck with that. Wizards and Knicks. I didn't touch this game because, 1, it's like a 14-point spread. 2, Cat could not play. They're on a back-to-back. So I don't, and Wizards, maybe I'd back a couple Wizards. They could get smoked here. They're also on a back-to-back. I kind of want to avoid that game. Next game we haven't talked about because we already talked about Pacers and Raptors and Rockets and Bucks. Magic and Suns. I'll be honest, if I did fade someone, I'd probably fade D-Book in this spot. I know he's coming off 44 points. He treated us super nicely yesterday. But this is not a good spot here. I mean, he's going to get Jalen Suggs and KCP nonstop harassing him. I don't love it. And we've talked about D-Book before. Not very good on back-to-backs. Last year, he sucked on them. Wouldn't shock me if today he gets the field goal attempts, but shoots like 7 for 22. So I'm probably avoiding him. Franz Wagner, I'm going to fade him one of these days, but I don't think today's the day to fade him against the Suns. Hawks, Kings. Logan already touched on the Kings. He likes them on the spread. I like De'Aaron Fox's over in points. I just didn't want to get there with him. I don't mind that game. That probably, if I had to bet another play, it would probably be in that one. But again, not something I feel very confident in. The Hawks are kind of a hard team to bet on. You just never know who's scoring. If it's going to be a Dyson Daniels day, it's going to be a Kevin Huerter revenge game. You're going to get maybe Jalen Johnson, Trae Young. I don't want to bet on that. Hopefully Logan's pick cashes. And the Warriors and Clippers. If you're looking for a trap spread of a day, it is Warriors. Warriors spread is, I don't know how that's not hitting, but everyone's going to be on Warriors late night chase spot. Why are they only 3.5 point favorites against a bad Clippers team? Sure, the Clippers beat them earlier this season, but that is a weird spread. I'm not getting involved in that game. If I did have to bet on anyone, I would look at Derrick Jones Jr. I like his opportunities, but I don't want to lose money on Derrick Jones Jr. So again, that's kind of how I feel about those games. I don't have great leans and a bunch of other ones. I mean, honestly, a lot of these teams in here, I don't like betting on. We got the Heat. The Bulls are a hard team to bet on. Pistons, Wizards. Knicks are one of my favorite teams, but Cat's injury, he might not play. Pacers aren't a team I really like to bet on. They got a lot of guys in there. Then Magic, Suns. There's just a lot of teams. Clippers, Warriors are a hard team to bet on. So this is a weird slate. So I'm just going to avoid it. I'm only having these 3 picks. Giannis is over. We have Ochai Agbaji's under. And then we have Logan's pick, Kings -4.5 as a half unit play. Let's try to go 3-0. No added plays today. We will have a ladder challenge, so maybe that involves something in those other games. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's go 3-0 today. And obviously, let's go 1-0 in the NFL. I'll put that video linked on the screen. Go check it out, Texans and Cowboys. Let's have a great day, a great start to the week. Let's get on that heater that I know we are capable of. We just need a little bit of luck to go our way. And Ochai Agbaji just banged home his 4th 3. I bet. I'll see you guys back tomorrow for some more picks. See you then. Peace.